Dario Šarić was born on April 8, 1994, in Šibenik, Croatia, a picturesque coastal town with deep sporting roots and a proud basketball tradition. It was here, in the same city that once nurtured the legendary Dražen Petrović, that Dario's love for the game began to bloom. Raised in a basketball-centric household, his father, Predrag, a former professional player, and his mother, Veselinka, a former player for the Yugoslav national team, Dario was immersed in hoops from day one. But talent alone didn't define his early years. It was his hunger to grow, his humility in the face of pressure, and his unwavering discipline that would shape him into one of Europe's most respected athletes. As a young boy, Dario quickly developed a reputation for being more than just a gifted player. Coaches praised his vision, his court IQ, and his leadership, even when he was still a teenager. He stood out not simply for his skill, but for how he carried himself. While other young prospects chased flash and fame, Dario focused on fundamentals, film study, and maximizing every training session. His path was never about chasing headlines, it was about honoring the game that had given so much to his family and community. By the time he joined KK Zrinjevac at just 15, it was clear Šarić was destined for something bigger. That promise would become reality when he exploded onto the international stage, earning MVP honors at the FIBA U16 European Championship in 2010. He wasn't just competing, he was commanding games with poise, flair, and maturity far beyond his years. These early experiences built a foundation of resilience that would serve him as he transitioned to the professional ranks. Dario's professional debut came with KK Zagreb, where he showcased his playmaking ability and versatility. Towering at 6 feet 10 inches, he had the frame of a forward but the vision of a point guard. He played every possession with intensity and intelligence. It wasn't long before he moved to Cibona, a historic Croatian club, where his star truly began to rise. In 2014, he led Cibona to a championship in the Adriatic League, earning finals MVP honors. That same year, Šarić was named the FIBA Europe Young Player of the Year, beating out rising European talents. Yet, through all the praise, he remained grounded, often crediting his parents, coaches, and teammates for his success. His impact overseas didn't go unnoticed by NBA scouts. Though drafted 12th overall by the Orlando Magic in the 2014 NBA draft, Šarić's rights were quickly traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. True to his roots and commitment, he chose to delay his NBA debut and spend 2 more years in Europe, signing with Anadolu Efes in Turkey. For Dario, the decision wasn't just about timing, it was about being ready. He wanted to arrive in the NBA not as a project, but as a complete player. In 2016, Šarić made his much-anticipated NBA debut with the Sixers, and he didn't disappoint. Known affectionately as the homie by fans and teammates, Dario quickly became a fan favorite in Philadelphia. He brought grit, hustle, and an old-school European flair to a young Sixers squad in the midst of its trust-the-process era. His rookie season was a success. He averaged 12.8 points and 6.3 rebounds per game and earned all-rookie first-team honors. Coaches and analysts praised his toughness, versatility, and team-first mentality. Šarić wasn't a headline grabber, he was a glue guy. He set screens, made the extra pass, crashed the boards, and stretched the floor with his shooting. His game was as unselfish as it was effective. And though his stats were solid, it was his effort and attitude that made the biggest impact in locker rooms and film sessions. As his NBA career progressed, Šarić adapted to different roles and rosters. In 2018, he was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves as part of the Jimmy Butler deal. He later suited up for the Phoenix Suns, where he played a pivotal role off the bench during their 2021 run to the NBA Finals. That playoff campaign ended tragically for Dario, who tore his ACL during Game 1 of the Finals, a blow to both his career and the Suns' momentum. Still, in typical Šarić fashion, he handled the setback with grace, focusing on rehabilitation, team support, and long-term recovery rather than self-pity. He would later sign with the Golden State Warriors and, in 2024, with the Denver Nuggets, always bringing his work ethic, professionalism, and savvy to whatever franchise he represented. Across multiple teams, he never sought to be the center of attention. Instead, he carved out a role as a dependable veteran, a quiet leader, and a player teammates respected deeply. But Dario Šarić's influence doesn't end at the hardwood. Off the court, he has quietly established himself as a mentor, philanthropist, and ambassador for Croatian basketball. He frequently returns home in the offseason to run youth camps, mentor rising players, and invest in basketball infrastructure. He speaks often about the importance of giving back and staying connected to one's roots. For Dario, the journey isn't just about personal accolades, it's about creating opportunities for the next generation. Financially, Šarić has built a stable and thoughtful career. With several years of NBA contracts under his belt and international endorsements, particularly in Europe, his estimated net worth is around $15 million as of 2025. But true to form, Dario is not one to flaunt wealth. He lives simply, valuing quality time with family and friends above material luxury. His home is modest and filled with mementos from his career, jerseys, team photos, fan letters, and photos from youth events he's hosted. His daily routines reflect discipline and gratitude, whether it's taking time for community outreach or mentoring young teammates. He often drives himself to practice in a compact SUV, listens to old Croatian rock or jazz on the radio, and takes the time to sign autographs for fans who approach him. His lifestyle mirrors his playing style, unflashy, reliable, and full of substance. What truly distinguishes Dario Šarić isn't just his basketball talent or the accolades he's earned across international courts, it's his unwavering character. In a world where flash often overshadows substance, Dario stands out as a model of professionalism, humility, and quiet leadership. He exemplifies what it means to be a consummate team player, committed not to personal glory, but to collective success. Dario has built his career not on superstardom, but on steady, unshakable excellence. He's not the loudest voice in the room, but he's often the one players and coaches listen to most. On the court, he's a cerebral presence, reading defenses, making smart decisions, and doing all the little things that don't always show up on the stat sheet. Off the court, he's a mentor to young teammates, a stabilizing presence in the locker room, and a quiet force of positivity in every environment he's part of. For coaches, Šarić is a trusted strategist, someone who understands schemes, adjusts on the fly, and leads by example. For emerging players, he's a role model, proof that you don't need to be a superstar to make a lasting impact. And for fans back home in Croatia, he's a source of immense national pride. His journey is a reminder that heart, discipline, and dedication can take you from local courts in Šibenik all the way to the global stage. Šarić's path, from youth competitions in Croatia through the elite leagues of Europe to the bright lights of the NBA and the Olympic arena, is a story of resilience and respect. He honors the game with every possession, carrying with him the lessons of those who came before him and paying them forward to those who follow. Even as his playing career continues, Dario's legacy is already taking shape. His impact isn't just measured in wins or trophies, but in the lives he's touched, the teams he's lifted, and the values he consistently upholds. In every jersey he's worn, he's brought the same fierce work ethic and team-first mentality that have defined his journey from day one. As we close the book on this profile of Dario Šarić, one thing is clear. His story isn't just about basketball, it's about character, culture, and contribution. He's proof that greatness isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes, it's quiet, consistent, and deeply rooted in principle. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth look at Dario Šarić's life and career. If his story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more compelling athlete spotlights from around the world. Until next time, keep celebrating those who elevate the game, not just with talent, but with heart.